Hey guys, this is your girl Jennifer Lynn, the Crown Jewel, and I am back with another YouTube video. So today I wanted to do something a little bit different. Sometimes it's good to kind of dive into the lives of others, and just get out of your world for a little bit, especially if you've been dealing with XYZ. A lot of you guys have been dealing with a lot of different things. And so, when there's a lot going on in my life, I usually like to go to the movies or just, have a movie day at home or even read like a good book or something like that. So I decided to do like this series review on a show that I seen, and I wanted to just see how, you guys would respond to it. And so I feel like this is something that a lot of people that's a part of the channel can probably relate to because many of you guys, you are walking your walk for your God ordained marriage journey. Some of you guys have been standing and believing for people that are currently with counterfeits, so on and so forth. So I wanted to share part one of Life is Good with you guys. And like I said, it's like a four-part series. It's not really a movie, but it's basically about a man who leaves his wife for a younger counterfeit. So like I said, I wanted to share it with you guys. So this story is about a man named Nick and Lana. Okay, and so at the beginning of part one, the series starts off where Nick and Lana, they are finalizing things in court because they are getting a divorce. Now, while they're in court, Nick's girlfriend, aka the counterfeit, aka the mistress, she is waiting in the car for them to finish up finalizing their divorce. And so at the end of the court proceedings, Lana, she's still in love with Nick. And this is a woman that has been with her husband for 20 years. Okay. And he decides to walk away from the marriage. And so after court, she decides that she wants to be able to talk to him to make things work because she's just not convinced that things are over between them. And so he decides to brush her off to get back, to his girlfriend that's waiting for him in a car. And so, as he brushes her off, he leaves, he gets in his car. And I believe she's like standing on a corner waiting for like a cab or something like that. And her heart just sinks as she sees them, basically driving off in the sunset together. And so Nick and Lana, they have a sweet daughter named Helen. She is in college and she has found love with a rich young man. So we'll talk about more about them in a minute. So the next day, Lana ends up showing up at Nick's job to apologize for the day before, but she asks him if they can talk to try to make things work. He rejects her and tells her, "Do not come back here anymore. Things are over between us. I'm going to be getting married to this woman, this younger woman that I've been with, and we are expecting a child." And the look just that's on Lana's face, it says everything is filled with disappointment and is filled with hurt. I don't know how many of you guys can relate to something like this, but yeah, there's a lot of women that, they've been through a lot of things when it comes to their mate, their kingdom or God ordained spouse dealing with this counterfeit. And so Nick's girlfriend, she is actually the mistress. Nick had been dating and basically seeing this woman while he was still officially married to Lana. Okay. And so the girlfriend, she basically gets to stay at home every day. Her and Nick, they live in this luxury apartment because he's like a successful businessman. She gets to stay at home every day and do nothing and live off wealthy Nick while, like I said, he's working and he lavished her with just nice things that she wants. And so Lana, she ends up being depressed over the divorce, and her best friend tries to help her through all of this. And I just love her best friend because her best friend, she's just really lively and bubbly, and she's like the perfect best friend. She's there for Lana just through this tough time or whatever. And so one night, she decides that her and the best friend are gonna go out for a night on the town. The best friend convinced her to go out. She went and got like a makeover earlier the day before, dyed her hair, and she looks great. So they end up going out to this club, and you know um the best friend, she's dancing, she's meeting different men and stuff like that, just having a good time. Like I said, she has a bubbly personality, and so Lana isn't really with it. She's still just kind of down in the dumps and depressed and thinking about everything that has recently transpired with her life. So the best friend ends up talking her into basically joining the party and dancing and having fun while they're out. Long story short, Lana, she ends up meeting this man at the club that she hits it off with. And so she ends up having a little bit too much to drink. And basically, she ends up sleeping with this man. Okay. And so the next morning, when she wakes up, she is very regretful of, what she has done. The man ends up being like really into her, asking her to stay, and she's like, no, I can't stay, we can't see each other again, it was a mistake, so on and so forth. By the way, guys, this is not this is not a Christian based film, but I feel like with certain movies you can always learn a good lesson. um just you can always learn a good lesson. It kind of makes you reflect on your own life. That's just kind of how I look at it. If there's a movie that's not, you know, dealing with scary stuff, anything like that, I kind of like to dive in and give my review. So for the most part, this was a pretty clean movie. Um, and so she ends up telling this man that, they can't see each other again. And so she gets home, she has this hangover, and because she's been out all night partying or whatever. And so her daughter Helen lives with her, and her daughter ends up telling her that the new boyfriend invited her and Lana to dinner later that evening. She wants her and Lana basically to go to dinner to meet the parents of her new boyfriend. And so on the other side of things, it turns out that Nick, which is Lana's ex-husband, his girlfriend is faking her pregnancy because she wants Nick to marry her because he's this successful man. Now, keep in mind, earlier on when Lana went to visit him at his office and she's trying to make things work with him, she ends up telling him, your girlfriend don't need you for anything. All she needs is your money. So, yeah, this girlfriend, she ends up faking her pregnancy. And she did that because she wanted Nick to speed up the divorce. with Lana so they could get married. So this is the kind of stuff that counterfeits do when they are working for the enemy. You know, the enemy's plan is to come in and steal, kill, and destroy. So, like I said, this is not a Christian series or a Christian film, but I feel like people can get something from it. And so, moving forward, Lana and her daughter Helen, they arrive at Helen's boyfriend's house to meet the parents. And so Lana gets the surprise of her life. She ends up finding out the father of the boyfriend is the man that she slept with the night before, and the mysterious man, his name is Vic, and this is the man that she has just met last night and ended up having a sexual encounter with. Okay, so wow, yeah, she was basically blown away. And so Victor, you know, he's still kind of in his feelings that, you know, she blew him off earlier that morning, because remember I said he wanted her to stay after they had been together all night. And so he's still upset about this. So he ends up in they're all sitting down at the table eating, and he ends up asking her to go pick out a bottle of wine with him in the wine cellar. At that point, he tries to put the moves on her. He makes sexual advances against her. She ends up defending herself because she literally had to push him off of her. She ends up defending herself and running back to the dining room with the other people that they were having dinner with, which was the boyfriend Helen and Victor's wife. And so Victor returns to the dining room, and he's furious. Okay, and he ends up insulting Lana and Helen and forcing them to leave the home. Meanwhile, Nick's girlfriend has him completely wrapped around her finger, and she gets anything that she desires. So that is part one, guys. I'm going to share this video um in the description. If you guys want to watch part one, we can do a review together. Just let me know what you guys think. But this is one, every once in a while I'll watch like a little movie or a movie series, and this was actually one of my favorite series. Like I said, it's a 4-part series. If you guys want to watch it, let me know what you think about part one. And if you want me to do a part two, please let me know. This is your girl, Jennifer Land, the Crown Jewel, and I will talk with you guys next time.